Hey fam, welcome back to The Rise, Dr. Eric K. Coleman Show. We are still here in the month of November, episode 16. Today we're going to be talking about tips to show love, gratitude, and appreciation in a relationship. So going along with this theme of November is Thanksgiving. We got family and friends that are coming through. Next week it's about to go down. I'm pretty sure everybody, getting their house all clean and all that kind of stuff. And you're getting ready. And what greater time than the holidays, especially Thanksgiving, than to really to show people who are in your sphere that you really care about them, that you really love them, that you want to show appreciation, that you want to show some gratitude. Again, no matter what that relationship may be, whether it's somebody that you don't see but once a year, only on Thanksgiving. If you're doing the Friendsgiving, you're inviting somebody over for the first time you never have before, people from church, families, you're trying to reconnect with long-lost relatives or trying to establish relationships with people that you just met, that you just moved into the neighborhood, and y'all are coming together, whether you are military, thank you for your service, fellow vet, to where you're overseas or you're deployed right now and you are, having a meal, you're breaking bread with people who are not typically, quote unquote, your issued family, but a family that you have chosen, that you have selected these people. So this is the time of year to where we just really want to show some appreciation and show gratitude and extend some love to people, to let them know that we are blessed, we are glad, we are grateful that we are in relationship together. Before we jump into the clip, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the like tab, click the notifications so that you will be up to date with everything that is coming from this platform. As I stated before, we will be jumping into this clip today. It's a relatively short one, so it won't probably be that long, but we're going to provide some good commentary along the way. So let's go ahead and get into it.
And today we're here to talk about 6 ways we can show gratitude, love, and appreciation to our partners. Mm-hmm. Now, we all know we love to feel that stuff, but we want to give some tips and ways that we can show gratitude and appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good start. He says that we know that we all love to receive it, but do we all know how to give it? And I think this goes back to last week's episode when we were talking about appreciating others in relationships, that we're just so focused on how we're receiving it, but we don't really take the time to stop and think about, well, what is this other person's love language? How am I supposed to show appreciation to them in a way that they will receive it, not me just showing it in the way that I just feel like I want to give it to them so I can say I did show you appreciation, but it ain't my fault if you're not receiving it.
So what do you think, babe?
Well, I think it's going to always start with affection. Some people may be comfortable with affection, some may not. However, showing affection, as we know, especially even with statistics, it brings more connection to you and your significant other. So, like when you see your person or even on a random, it's okay to rub them up a little bit, give them a kiss, greet them when you see them, or maybe even when you're leaving them. So showing gratitude, affection, and in sensual ways.
Yeah, affection is a big one. One of my favorite phrases that I always use with Nikki is, I see you. In the hustle and bustle of the day, in our craziness, we both got things to do. We're tending to the boys, our careers, our affiliations, commitments, mentoring and other people, dealing with family. I just really want her to know, in the midst of it all, I see you. Even in the midst of all that, I can still point you out. I can still see you in the midst of it all. So there's nothing wrong with showing somebody some appreciation from time to time. Just show them that affection, the sensual touch, the hug, the kiss, the embrace. It really is a special thing.
I like that. Touching. Nah, but to piggyback off that, I think another thing that is super important is we say I love you a lot in our relationship, and it almost becomes something that's just in passing, like I love you.
Yep.
But sometimes just stopping to really say it and really acknowledge it, being able to look your person in the eyes and say, like,
well, yeah, sometimes, I'll stop Nikki in the kitchen or something like that, and I'll grab her like, I love you, girl. Just being silly, just being crazy, So really making it intentional, because to their point, when you're leaving the house or you're in passing, love you too. See you. Have a good day. Bye. It just becomes like another thing to say or do, but you're really being intentional behind the words that we're using.
I just want to tell you I love you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Just so that they understand and they know, like, it's not just taboo. It's not just comes with the territory because we're together, but they get an opportunity to really feel that love, and that helps them definitely feel appreciated.
That's a good one. True. All right. Well, I want to add one. How about thoughtful gifts? Who doesn't love gifts?
Yeah.
I just want to note, though, it doesn't have to be anything extraordinary or extravagant or cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Hey, we talked about this last week on the show. Showing gratitude and appreciation. Like I said, I try my best to keep up with doing fresh flowers every Monday. Really inexpensive. I don't always get like the roses and stuff. I get like lilies or baby's breath or anything like that. Whatever's on sale at Safeway. But it's the thought that counts. It's the flowers. And it's relatively inexpensive. You can pick up, like I said last week, you pick up their favorite candy bar or a piece of their favorite candy. Pick up a 50-cent card from the Dollar Tree, dollar store or something. It does not have to be something over the top. It just shows from the first point, I see you. I acknowledge you. I know that you are here, and I appreciate you.
When you provide or give thoughtful gifts to your significant other, it actually shows that you're listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
It can be something just as small as like a 99-cent card.
I just said that.
Or if
I just said that.
Coffee or tea or hot chocolate, maybe, making it in the morning or bringing it to them in the morning. So thoughtful gifts that could connect you to showing your spouse or significant other that you actually hear them and you know what they like.
I'm piggybacking off of that. Thoughtful dates.
Yeah.
And again, to piggyback off the money thing with the gifts, it doesn't have to always be the crazy restaurant or the super expensive date. It could be a date to the first place we met, a date to a place that has some significance to us. I know my wife likes picnics. I don't always think about picnics, but a picnic date, that's a win, and that ain't nothing but some turkey, some cheese, and some bread and a nice scenery. So, a thoughtful date is something that doesn't necessarily show that you can spend all the money, but that you're spending time thinking.
Oh, that's good. He says not necessarily saying that you can spend all the money, but you're spending all the time. That's a good one. And then that goes into one of the people from last week when we were talking with Jessica and Amar on appreciating others' relationships. She was referring to again, the love language, and how just the little things matter. Just the little things matter. So taking that little picnic, or when they're talking about, doing things that the other person doesn't typically like, just what they just said. And so both of those conversations, mesh well together beautifully. He said, I don't really think about the picnics all the time, but I know that she likes them. And so he likes the sandwiches. So if they just merge two things together that the other person likes, it's a win-win. So it shows that both of them are collaborating, they're listening to one another, and they're trying to get out of their own way, and they're doing things to incorporate the other person.
Appreciate your partner.
Absolutely. The quality time is essential. That's what it's about, really, truly.
For sure.
That's great. That's great.
What you think about when we spend like that nothing time together? Like
The
we
nothing
just find
time.
time to chill. So for us, nothing time is usually us just kicking back, trying to find a movie, a series that we like to watch. But when we say nothing time, it's really that. Like, you not thinking of anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be y'all going out to do something, but it's just an opportunity to kick it. Whether y'all have time on the couch, whether y'all spending nothing time talking about your day, whether you spending nothing time talking about the kids, something that made you laugh, you know, just that valuable unplanned time.
Yeah, that's
Trying to
good.
Make sure
That's
that
good.
we have that too.
That's good.
And play hooky together and create a nothing day. Don't tell them we told you, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, create the day when you're spending time with each other. So I want to add one. I think this is the last one since we said 6.
That's good. You know, where you tend to just turn off, and you just be. And I will admit I have a hard time doing that because, you know, I feel when I just stop and do nothing, I feel like I'm being unproductive because there's always things to do. However, I do realize that sometimes you just need to stop and do nothing. And who else better to stop and do nothing with than the one that you're with? So, you know, plan it out, or just if one of you is vegging out, you go veg out too. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. And I'm preaching to the choir right now. That's just something that I have to get better at doing, and just being in the moment and just being still and just enjoy doing nothing sometimes. It's nothing wrong with that.
It's ways of showing gratitude and appreciation to your spouse. And that's actually expressing and sharing your feelings. Don't freeze up, guys. It's actually a thing. And it's okay to actually tell your person, like, hey, I appreciate you. Or thank you, you know, for bringing me that coffee. Or even showing them and telling them how you feel with your words. Being vulnerable. You know, I really enjoy the space that we're in right now in our marriage. It's really because of the work that you've done. And I appreciate that. It's okay to share your feelings. And that will also connect you guys even closer.
Now, I love that. But here's one thing that I will say, because this is actually pretty much the end of this clip here. But what I do want to mention in this regard right here, that she just spoke about being open, being honest, sharing your thoughts and your feelings and your perspectives, and being able to share your heart, being able to be vulnerable. Now, that is something that I will say, that is an environment that has to be cultivated. It's got to be cultivated, y'all. We just can't sit here and say that I want you to open up and share things with me when we have not set a foundation that is an environment, a safe place and a safe space for us to be able to do that. So this actually aligns with 2 chapters in my book, Paradigm Thinking Differently About Relationships. Chapter 2, it talks about a safe place and a safe space. And chapter 8, it talks about how dare you make my feelings about you. Now, again, at face value, that is a beautiful sentiment, and we all want a safe space to be able to say what we need to say. But again, that takes work. If you can't start with the little things, there's no way that you're going to be able to have that safe space when you have to talk about the big things. And Miss Venice here, she was telling her husband Vernon that I'm really thankful and I appreciate the work that you have done on his part to be able to get to the point to be able to talk about his feelings and emotions. But I can guarantee you that was a heavy lift, because it all depended upon how she responded to what he was saying, to whereas if he would open up more and continue to be that transparent and vulnerable. So it was work on both sides. That he had to do the work to open up and be comfortable enough to do it, but she had to contribute to the environment to make it to where it was a safe place and a safe space to where he believed if I did what you are asking me to do, to be vulnerable and to open up, then I'm going to need a safe place to do this in, because if it's not a safe space, it's going to be just that much more harder for me to do it. And I'm glad that they both did the work and that they're in a good place in their marriage, that they are able to share that type of intimacy with one another. And in the midst of that, they're showing love, they're showing gratitude, and most of all, they're showing appreciation to one another, acknowledging the hard work that each of them have done to put forth the effort in their relationship to make it to where it's as successful as it is now. So again, fam, I told you that was going to be a short one for today. But as we continue to do the work, as this is a prime example, we're in the month of November, we're talking about appreciation, gratitude, being thankful for relationships. The more we do this work on ourselves and we take this deep dive, self-reflective approach, we can show up better in our relationships, in our homes, in our community, in society, in our nation, and we can take this thing globally. So until next time, continue to think differently about relationships. Peace.